This is the guy with the cut tuskers, two of them. They were obviously very, very big, very long, but somebody decided to do what he did. Ora, 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 ora. Okay. Good morning and welcome to the Meru National Park on another exciting Meru challenge. This is a nice but slightly cloudy Friday morning. We start here at the old Morera Gate, one of our favorite sceneries within the park. So we now start the drive along the main road from the old Morera Gate, driving on towards signpost number 1, and this is exactly how it looks like within the park. Not so dry and not so green either. As we drive along the main road, we have here some tweakers. Beautiful. Good morning, tweakers, and thank you for being our hosts, our first hosts in this first drive of the Meru National Park. And I've just mentioned that they are a bit shy, trying to look for the best way out of this situation. So they move about in all directions and in a hurry. But at the very end they stop to have a look. Here we are. This must be mother and child, because one on the left looks a bit younger and smaller, of course. So here we are again with the same twiggers, but from a different angle, so that now we can see their legs, the beautiful reticulated legs. Again they start moving, and I think they've just gotten too used to us now. They're not in a panicky situation, so we are equally happy with their behavior. This is on the left side of the main road, the ones we may call Morera Plains. This is one of the many termite hills within the park, and let's have a closer look to see if it is active. yes, it seems active because there seems to be some additions of the top layer of the mound or termite hill. Right next to the fence of the sanctuary. Good morning, Lone Ranger. Here we have one trigger that is within the sanctuary and looking for a way out to go to his colleagues on the left side of the road. Let's wait and see how she does about it. And our friend has just managed to go across the fence and is now moving to the other side of the road quickly in a hurry. And right next to the giraffe is what we call the zebra, the normal plain zebra, walking beside the giraffe and looking like small dots on the ground. That is when you compare them to the giraffes. We have a dry acacia tree here hosting some nests, and right outside the nest we have one of the many varieties of sparrows here in the park. And right next to him comes the husband. This is their home, and the sparrows live just on the left side of the road, running along the fence to the sanctuary, and we will go down in that direction towards one of the first entrances to the sanctuary, gate number 37. Just before we go across the Mulika River, we come across some kanga. Kanga are the guinea fowls. And there they go into the bush. I think they were having a drink at the river, and when we came in they set off. These are the helmeted guinea fowls. Those guys that wear a work helmet on the head. Helmeted guinea fowls. This is now the Mulika River going downstream, and the river is hosting many visitors. We are such visitors, and of course there is the heron standing on this fallen tree. Of course, his interests here are the fish and frogs, if any, and any other food that may be found in the river and its vicinity. On the upstream side of the river seems empty, and I remember this is where we always found a buffalo sleeping in the mud. Nobody home this time round. And a lovely, lovely shrike enjoying a nice feeling from the hot sun that's coming up now. The sun is starting to come out, and since it was a cold morning, we all want to have a feel of the sun. And of course, doing some bathing, cleaning his feathers, right by the Mulika River on the left side, yeah? We have on the far right our first encounter with a baobab. Remember, Meru National Park lies low, just below 1,000 meters above sea level. So this is the right condition for baobabs to grow. Anywhere from sea level to about 900 meters above sea level. Comes the Weitere River. Across the bushes we can already see part of the Weitere swamp and its nice grasslands, the high grass that is. So just around the corner we shall open properly. There comes our first palms next to the road. Number 37, and then we shall cross the Makutano River about 200 meters. Beautiful riverine forests found here in the park. Of course, funded, all the trees funded by the presence of water. And this is why we have such a nice forest here. And voila, we had not noticed these mothers on our right side, having come straight out of the forest, out of the bushes. So maybe they are going back to their young ones, having had time spent in the feeding fields, and quickly going back to the kids to check on them. As always, we mean no harm. Here is one of the youngsters. There is the second youngster. Not far from the giraffe, we are very lucky to have come across these beautiful white rhinos. We have 3 of them together here. To add to our luck is the fact that the one in the middle is one with a slightly longer horn. So let him come out, or her, let her come out and see what she looks like. But at the moment we are yet to confirm whether it's a mother, young, and a male behind. There is the guy with the long horn. It's something you don't want to confront. It is one guy you don't want to fight. There is the other guy in the bushes. Now he comes out to a place where we can see him. And of course on his back we have the helpers, the oxpecker, who are particularly interested in the ticks, the parasites on the body of the rhinos. Having two of them on the back there, I think they are fighting for this territory. One gives in and flies away. Or maybe this guy is too clean, so they move on to the next one. This is a young female, looking a bit nervous. There he goes, getting jittery. I saw her looking at us from behind the bush, curiously looking at us, and that tells you nervousness may be creeping into her system. She moves around, then turns around again, not very sure of what she wants to do. So if she waits, we will wait along with her. We have the patience. So our friends here align themselves together in a way that gives you a clear chance to compare the size of their horns. The size of the bodies is obviously clear, the difference, but we now have a good look at the horns. The horn to the rhino is one of its most useful tools, used principally for defense, to ward off enemies and of course defend territory, and of course defend his catch. If he has ladies with him and another male comes, then it will be a fierce fight. And usually a fight leading to very, very serious injuries, if not death. When it comes to feeding, this is the best grass they can have. Dry grass. If it is too wet, then it will not be good for the stomachs. They will most likely have running stomachs. something we often see soon after the rains, where the grass is green and fresh, but everybody who eats grass is having a running stomach. So after the rhinos realized that we are here, they have now completely stopped, and maybe they are waiting until we go away. Then they will cross the road. But for now, they are holding on. And there they go, showing a lot of disrespect to us in the obvious way. I think they have given up on coming in this direction, so they turn around and walk away from us. And as they walk away, this is the resultant picture. We are now approaching the Mutondo River and onwards to Morori Swamp, and this is the scenery we have just before we cross the river. Here we are after a drive of about 60 meters. We come to the Mutondo River and one of the Mutondo bridges. Go over to the Morori side. call a muddy section where we always had to use our four-wheel drive capability, and where on the right side we once saw some Grevyzebra. This has all been redone and is going to be a wonderfully smooth ride to the other side. So this is what we are going to do now. Beautiful. And of course, from this road, looking over to the left side is the downstream side of Morori Swamp out in the distance. Nobody home today except one giraffe that I have noticed in the far distance. So we're going to move on for a while. So to the left side of the picture we have the Upper Morori in the direction of the Nyambene Hills way back there, and as we have just said, nobody home. It's a very warm day, so I think most of the animals have gone out for water. We have here another section of the Morori Swamp, and the grass is relatively high, but not much going on. We have not seen even a giraffe or anything. Those are the palms. And this is another section of the swamp looking lush with grass and bushes, and now quite warm from the sun that we are experiencing now. Along the way we come across a white-headed buffalo weaver in this lush-looking tree. This is one of the many different weavers that exist in the Meru National Park. We are still moving around the Morori Swamp, and this is another section with water, and it looks like it's a popular place with elephants. We have a lot of their footprints making small puddles of water, small pools. This is one of the pools that I have been able to recognize. But generally the entire area is rich with water to either drink or splash on your body, which is what the elephants love to do in warm conditions during warm weather. And across the water we see the reeds, the high reeds, where I think there is more water to permit their growth. And behind us on the opposite side of the road we have one of the regularly seen fig trees. a nice place for anyone to have a rest. A leopard in this case would enjoy such a place. With the small pools of water around here, we have kingfishers, like the gray-headed kingfisher, which has just taken off. We have here another active termite hill. It is clearly visible that right at the top of it there might have been some action, and it looks slightly differently colored, and these are signs of life within the mound itself. But right on top of the mound we have well, nice looking fruits. But be warned, this is one of the most dangerous fruits anywhere in the African savannah. This is the Sodom apple, and in earlier times in Africa it was used as poison arrow, either during fights between communities or during a hunt where the animal was poisoned, followed, and when it died or when it was overcome by the poison, they picked up and slaughtered it. So this is the Sodom apple. This is still part of the extended Morori. We are still going around the swamp, and clearly there is not much activity at all. No animals around, except obviously the palms and the grass, and a little water here and there. So we move on. This is what we have found. A single rhino moving about. This rhino seems to be browsing from the short bushes around, so there's all the likelihood that this is a black rhino. But we are waiting for him to turn around so we can see clearly. We have just confirmed that this is a black rhino indeed, and very, very lucky for us, because honestly the bushes, in places where we cannot have a very good view of them. So we are now at the river. We have some nice doves. The laughing doves, baboons. We don't want to approach too early because we know they will run away. So let's keep our distance for a moment. While some are feeding, one is sitting on the right side like a real boss, a philosopher, a watcher looking over the others. Oh, here are some parasites. So let's go and say hello to the boss. We have now the baboons sitting in the tree and mocking us. There were quite a number of them up the tree, but now most of them have ran away, climbed down very quickly when they saw us stop. And there's a male looking around for friends, strong friends, and his idea is to come and challenge us to a fight. Here we are with the one Tusker guy at the swamp, one of the most prospective swamps. We have noticed that there are 3 elephants we thought we had seen, but this is the first one to come out of the forest and into the swamp. He's a one Tusker guy, not very impressive, but it's a good sign because this is our first elephant since we took up the safari this morning. It's now midday midday and we are lucky once more. So whenever we see an elephant, you are tempted to think that there may be more around in the forests, in the bushes, so we will stick around and wait. So we now have the 2 guys together, the one Tusker and a much younger bull which is with him, and there they go, enjoying some fresh supply of water there, and just lazing around. So the third guy, we are not sure where we went, but he must be somewhere behind the bushes. So we wait some more. Having had their drink or splash, they may now be moving to the other side of the swamp in the forest, and hopefully not. We shall see. So one Tusker has already had his drink. The younger guy is still having some more water. So this guy must have been involved in some kind of fight with another bull. That is the usual or highly probable reason for the loss of one of his tusks. There he goes into the bush. The young guy is still drinking. So we have decided to move into the bushes, and here are the two guys again. The one tusker over here, hiding in the thick bushes, and his younger friend right behind him on the left side, somewhere there. You can see just part of his back. So for now we will leave them to their business and look for the others. Looking over from the opposite side of the swamp, on the inner side we see two very anxious buffaloes. Very, very nervous. You may remember buffaloes want nothing to do with people. They sense our presence and usually they take off. Good afternoon. We are now headed to signpost number 30 coming from Murori Swamp area, and this is what we have found along the way. A pair of Grevyzebras and a reticulated giraffe, twiga. They seem to be very, very deep in thought, or probably relaxing after a good lunch. You notice the wide ears of the zebra on the right side. This is the hallmark of the Grevyzebra as opposed to the plain zebra, which has narrower ears. These are the same Grevyzebras from a slightly different angle, and as we said, they are very, very calm, not much movement except for the tails. The twiga has already moved away and is moving farther and farther to the right side. There he is. And a couple of more twigas, this time with a very rich color of the earth, the deep brown color. So moving on now, we come to Mutondo River, but just before we cross, we have a lovely view of the river and some of its members, like the hammerkop over there. Having the moment of his life, enjoying the view as well as waiting for an opportunity to have some food. So on the opposite bank of the river Motondo, we have another regular visitor to the river. This is the Burukenge, or simply the Varan, or by any other name, monitor lizard. This Varan seems totally unafraid. He's spread himself out well on the road to absorb the warmth of the sun. Remember, it has been very cold nights all over Kenya. So a bit of sunshine, a bit of warmth is a very, very serious welcome and something to look forward to. So here he enjoys himself. Wide spread legs out on the top. This, in my opinion, is a young Varan, somewhat inexperienced and seems not to know how to run away from danger. We are already in the middle of the river and he still will not go away. He will not go away. Sabe? Geier buena. This guy will not move away at all, at all, at all. We are right above him. Amazing. Dia moja kwa moja leo. Yako nene. Just a little bit afraid and Rogama how. So here is our friend pretending. He was pretending to be the most courageous Varan in the world, but we have also realized he has a little bit of fear in him. Here we are at the Makutano River, just about to go across the river, and in our way we have two huge herons. And probably these are the guys we have to pay so that we can cross the channel. They seem to be guarding over the channels, wanting to know exactly who or which vehicles are going to cross. We are one of them, and here we go. So we are here at the Mutondo River, and we come across this turtle basking in the sun. There was a second one which just returned to the river before we started recording, but this one stays put. We are at the Boatherongi area, and this time round we go to the Boatherongi circuit towards headquarters, look around, and then later we will come back to this Mulika area. Looks very dry. And of course the palms standing out very well. There is the Boatherongi River, and we now drive alongside the river to see what we find on the other side. We start off with some waterbuck. This looks like a harem. There's the male and his wives, 1, 2, 3, 4 wives I think, and he's now standing on guard. As usual, the question is, what are you doing in our area? And the answer will be, just to make them happy, we want to share in the grass eating. Are we welcome? Let's wait for the boss to answer that. Are we welcome, sir, in your area? He seems to be saying something, but he's a bit far, we cannot hear properly. Yeah, he seems to be saying something, but not audible at all. And the ladies haven't a care in the world. If it is security matters, then they leave it up to the gentleman to take care of it. That's why the guy has his eye on our car, makes sure that we are not a danger to his harem. However, he has these beautiful horns standing out skywards in a curve. His wives have got none, no horns at all. And here is one of the soldiers in the park, a buffalo soldier, and this is actually our first buffalo this afternoon, and he looks magnificent, looks well fed, not in a sobered attitude like before, and he's enjoying a piece of chewing gum. That's all right to pass the time. Along with the buffalo, we have some cattle egrets, which are part of the system where they depend very much on the buffalo moving around and chasing off the grass and grasshoppers. So whatever flies out of the grass as he walks is what the cattle egrets go for. He seems not worried by our presence, and we are quite happy with that. Not far from the buffalo here we have some twiggers. This is along the Weitere River. Some twiggers in the distance, 2 of them, and curiously looking to our side and wondering who are those. We have no obligation to give our names, so we remain as we are. Twiggers don't feel as confident as the buffalo, so as we approach, they make sure that they have enough flight distance. About 50 or so meters from the car, and we understand their position. They cannot entirely trust us. So this seems to be an eventful circuit, and here we have a grey-headed kingfisher right in the middle of the picture, and on the opposite side of the same tree we have some turacos, or the so-called go-away bird, 2 of them. This is the most common. We have other turacos living in the forests, the mountain forests like the Aberdares and Mount Kenya. But these mountain turacos are extremely beautiful, very, very colorful to look at. So this is a common turaco or go-away bird. This is one of the best places along the Weitere River and the Weitere circuit. We have buffaloes and a small pond, a very, very common drinking site for elephants, buffalo, giraffe, and of course the usual water birds, the herons. They're all here. We have more soldiers deep in the water, enjoying a good meal. And this guy has gotten a little nervous. When he hears a human voice, he's tempted to look not so much at the humans, but looking around himself like that to see if any danger may be coming from his side or behind him. While one buffalo is busy running away from us, these two here are just easy with us, giving us an occasional look, but they do not feel threatened by our presence. That's the one on the left, and on the right side we have yet another one, but slightly hidden in the grass, but in good view from where we are. Here the grass is lush and green and nice to have as a meal, so it is easy to guess that these buffaloes are enjoying themselves in a very good way. Today we seem to be continuing with the unicorn tradition, where we have this one waterbuck with only one horn. His colleague has his two horns, but this guy has only one, and he doesn't do business selling horns. He was involved in a fight, naturally, and he lost one. He is lucky to have at least this one horn, otherwise he would look like a lady. Yes, you would look like a lady if you had all the horns missing. So take care of the one you have, please. Yes, that one. All right. Enjoy your meal as we go along. Today we seem to be continuing with the unicorn tradition, where we have this one waterbuck with only one horn. His colleague has his two horns, but this guy has only one, and he doesn't do business selling horns. He was involved in a fight, naturally, and he lost one. He is lucky to have at least this one horn, otherwise he would look like a lady. Yes, you would look like a lady if you had all the horns missing. So take care of the one you have, please. Yes, that one. All right. Enjoy your meal as we go along. We have here our second group of elephants. We earlier saw the three big males at the swamp, and here we are at the Boaderongi circuit, and this is what we have. Mother and youngsters, and probably on the right side here, what behaved like a young bull, tried to show us some aggression, but we told him we are ready for you, and he fell back. Here comes one of the mothers. We have here the biggest buffalo herd we have come across on this safari, and these are many dozens of buffalo. This is the family group or family herd. So every one of the buffaloes is looking to our side. Maybe we smell like lions, human lions. But as we know with buffaloes, they never leave anything to chance. They want to be sure to know what they're dealing with, and this is why they all look at the target. We are the target. Looking at this guy here, he's got some impressive horns, very wide, and he's also very alert. Maybe he's the guardian angel or the chief security officer. Here is yet another family of elephants, and they are on the run. Our presence makes them nervous. And the lady there has some nice horns. Yes, we are still here, if that's what you want to know. So she lets everybody go past, and then she moves on. This is good leadership. This time we have a very good view of the family. They have now relaxed. So now all the four of them, here they come. Hello, sir. What do you want to try with us? Hurry up. So here go our friends across the road. This is at at the dam along the Weitere River, which holds a lot of water. We sometimes see hippos here, but today nobody seems to be around except the birds. Motondo River. After crossing the Motondo River, we are now approaching signpost number 29. This is where the road goes to Elsa's Copy on the left and back to number 30 on the right and to the Rhino Sanctuary. We will take the right side, go through the Rhino Sanctuary and on towards the fence, the main fence with the villages, and look around again in the swamps. As we drive along between number 38 towards number 39, or rather towards number 37, this is what we find: a young male kudu. This is the lesser kudu, majestically, elegantly walking along, running along, because he has seen some rangers coming on the road. There is one young elephant that is along the road from number 37 towards number 32, and we want to go and find out what he's up to. He's a young, seemingly young bull. Here is the young guy hiding in the high grass, remaining very still, hoping that we do not see him. But we can clearly see him. Come out, young brother. Come out. He is relaxed. So this is the Boaderongi area, part of the Boaderongi swamp out there. He's trying to catch our scent, our smell. All alone, and he's very, very nervous. We have here a nursery of impalas, very, very young impalas that probably want to go over the fence, but is there a possibility? So this could be a trap for them if they sit here for longer than necessary and then mommy doesn't come along to guide them further. They may have to be somebody's dinner. So let's hope this doesn't happen tonight or ever, so that they can have a good wild life. 4 youngsters. We have some crocodiles across the bank of this dam. This is the dam that we find along the Makutano River. Just laying there freely and not in much trouble at all. You wouldn't expect much action from crocodiles, so we move on. After a very long time, we have vultures in this area, and the smell in the air was that of a carcass. So it's a place worth investigating in our next safari tomorrow. This is just before number 32. Good morning and welcome to another safari session. It's a nice, very tall Saturday morning, and just like yesterday we have a spectacular welcome from Twigas, the giraffes, right on the road in front of us, on the main road from the gate. And this is how they want to stay. We have some zebra as well. Just before we leave, we have some birds on the road as well. This is a superb starling, one of the many starlings found here. Interestingly, they all seem to enjoy being on the road. In the distance, we have the giraffes, and closer to the car, we have the birds. In this group we have a young one as well, and the zebra is already across the road and moving in the grasslands towards the young giraffe here. While more zebras continue to go over the road. So this is the general direction of movement for most of these animals today. As we wait for them to cross, they decide maybe this is not the right time. From looking at the zebras, it's easy to realize that they like open spaces. If it will not be on the road, then it's got to be somewhere along the trench. This is a trench that leads water away from the road. It's a drainage trench. So they love it when they stand on top of it, on the sides, and have a clear look around. So this time we have all of them in one picture. We have the tigers in the background and zebras right in front of us. The young guy here is a bit curious and then a bit nervous. Just after signpost number 2, we come across an eagle in a tree and he's having breakfast. I think he's eating a small bird. One thing about these big eagles is that they will hunt animals on the ground, and if it demands, then they will also hunt birds in the air. So whoever is flying near such an eagle has to be very careful that they don't fall victim to the bird, to the eagle. To the Mulika Plains, heading towards the old Mulika Lodge. Once again, this is a view at the Mulika swamp area from high ground down into the dusty fields, where we can see a lot of vultures on the ground. Try and zoom in on them. Here we have some of them. It's not exactly clear why they are there. dozens of them. We suspect there could have been a kill not too far ago. The nice tall palms. So we're going to move about, look for a view or have a look every few hundred meters to see exactly what is going on down there. We are now on to the Boatherongi River, just before crossing the river Boatherongi, and our two friends are here today, the usual two buffaloes that have been here for many years. They stand there in the company of the traveler's palms, one cattle egret, and this is their territory. This is a place they love. We have here at the Mokutano River a gathering of yellowneck spur falls, and as we noticed earlier, everybody wants to stay on the road. It's clean and clear, and therefore safe when you can see the danger coming from a distance. And in the distance there is also a heron walking into the bushes. So this is at the Mokutano River. Another heron sitting on the broken tree, and very well camouflaged that without looking carefully you will not notice their presence. This is a rich area with many birds along the river Mokutano, and we have here a white-headed buffalo weaver calling out to his friends. They are not far because I can hear them. There he goes, he has found his friends, 3 of them together, dancing, and well, this is interesting. Looks like some kind of mating ritual going on, where you have the males displaying their dancing skills. Remember, you have to dance well and sing well, and of course build a nice nest. There they go. So seemingly the lady is the one sitting on the left side of the picture, and the 2 males doing the dancing, trying to court her, trying to win her friendship. So we will leave them alone for now and wish them an eventful day. Go across the Tondo River. are just about to cross the Weitere River, and before we do, we have to let the doves do their thing. They all need to drink, and let us not interfere with their business. Doves and pigeons are known to be some of the most nervous creatures on earth. So if you observe carefully, you realize that one comes down, stays on the ground only a few seconds, and flies off. They are very, very nervous birds. Have a short swim, and then move on. So this is the view of the Weitere River from our position, and I think most of the doves are through with their drinking business, except a few that are just coming in. We have seen a mixture of the ring-necked doves and the laughing doves. This is the Weitere River, a mighty river with plenty of water here in the Meru National Park, and it looks beautiful in the sunshine that's just coming up now. Along the way we come across a couple of zebras, a plains zebra and a tree, and you wonder why they are standing under the tree, because it's so hot. just starting to come out, so maybe it's from instinct. They've been so used to the sun here that when it's 10 o'clock they know it's time to go under the tree. Very well, but we have Elsa's copy in the background behind the tree, and the rest of the Mugwango plains. We are now slowly driving along the Weitere circuit from number 27. Here is again a view of the Elsa's copy here, with nice giraffes in the foreground here. 4 giraffes. These giraffes are tall, but they cannot measure up to the height of Elsa's copy. Here. These are some 2 bulls along the Weitere circuit. Well, in good view is only one, but the other one has just walked to the right side and hidden by the bushes. So here we are finally with giraffe, a very proud one at that, because he has managed to get higher, to be a bit taller than the others. A lot of them have been trying, but this guy is mighty tall. I want to see how proud he feels or looks. Very proud. He's even chewing gum. This is a place very near the Elsa Skopje, and we have a small harem here of impala. I do not see the male, but I see a youngster there, a young boy with small horns, very short horns. I say small because a harem of impalas may be composed of up to 25 or 30 females together. So this is a relatively small number. And we have some nice, interesting open areas where it's easy on the eye. We have here a lilac-breasted roller, one of the most beautiful birds around. This is a view of the Elsa's hill from Mugwango area. Or the Mugwango plains or fields, where we have this beautiful collection of zebra and giraffe. We have lots of giraffe here. Walking away from the giraffe on the right side are some grand gazelles. Here is one of the hornbills, a red-billed hornbill. This is a character we have not seen in the last days we have been here, so it's quite welcome. Here is another young bull, very young. He was a bit nervous when we came in, but now he relaxes. He's a one tusker. How unfortunate at such a young age. This is close to the banks of the Weitere River. Whose riverine trees we can see in the background there. Here is a young impala family. And you realize that the mother is very, very cautious. She's very, very focused all around her, just in case danger comes their way. One of the rarely seen events is when a giraffe is laying down to have a nap, a short sleep. This is appropriate for the warm afternoon, while the other one stands on guard. And right next to the giraffe we have these are the Grevyzebras, two of them. Telling each other stories, each looking out for the back of the other. From the look of things, they are all in a relaxed mode. This is usually because they know that no predator is hunting at this time, this hot part of the day. So between midday and about 4 o'clock, a lot of the herbivores usually sleep or have short spells of a nap. We have here a secretary bird who is currently not in the office, who is doing the secretarial work. He seems to be hunting. Usually spends most of his time on the ground looking for grasshoppers and lizards and small snakes if you can find them. there he goes on his way. His mission is one obvious thing, which is to look for food. Sitting down there beside the tree is another secretary bird, which I would guess is the partner to the one we have just seen. So one is relaxing and the other one is looking for food. Why he would be sitting under the tree is not very clear, because at the moment the sun is not so hot. It's not so warm, so maybe he has had his fill and does not need to eat anymore. It's quite a long way from the road. Along the way we find some grunt gazelles, seemingly all females, and one would wonder where the male is right now. This is the common Cape eland, one of the shyest creatures out here in the wild. That's a bull and is already walking away from us. We are about 300-400 meters from him, but he still cannot feel secure. This guy is walking away. Our first kudu encounter on this time round, well, it's a family. This is the father, and the youngsters have just run past him. One of the most beautiful antelopes around, but also very shy, so you rarely get a chance to come close to him. There he goes, looking at us in a way that suggests he's afraid of us or very nervous about our presence. The youngsters on the right side of the picture are barely visible. Right there, in the very middle of the picture, hiding behind the bushes. While their daddy keeps watch of the whole situation. There's the whole family now, wondering what to do. They want to run away, yet they still want to stick around. are now back along the main fence bordering the villages, and here we have a nice gray-headed kingfisher enjoying the cool breeze. Partly very windy. This guy seems to be enjoying himself. Amazing how these guys just sit on the road. Unlike other baboons which run away very quickly when they see us, these ones just freeze on the road and wait for us. So let's see how courageous they are. Maybe not so much. It's just a change of position to go and sit in the shadow. Very clever. No. Now here's an elephant very close to the fence of the villages. With rangers on the watch, and it's a surprising situation, and I think they're standing there just in case the elephant decides to interfere with the electric fence. It's obviously a bull from the size. So here we are on the edge of the Boaderongi swamp, looking out into the grasslands, and in the far distance we have some elephants, mothers and their young ones. Right in the middle of the picture we have about 3. Yes, that's it. And then to the left of the picture, just to the left of that tree, we can see one of the other members of the next family. That's a young one. I think they were having a drink and a bath. And the mother is somewhere to the left behind the bush. This is the evening sun going down, and this is where it goes behind the Jambene hills, and in comes the night. Good morning and welcome to our first elephant encounter for the day. This is again just off the main road running along the fence with the villages. It's one of the bulls, and he was playing with his friend who has disappeared into the bushes, and he's now all alone here and a bit curious about who we are. I realized he has both his tusks broken or slightly damaged. This one is broken, and the left side one as well. So he may be doing a lot of fighting or working really hard to be in such a condition. So we have a good view of him as he browses and grazes. This is the same guy from a different angle, and he looks well settled. This is within the Rhino sanctuary, and we can definitely see why they now prefer to be within the sanctuary. And this is where they find most food at the moment, because in the other areas outside of the sanctuary conditions are very, very dry. Here you have the grass, dry, yes, but there is a lot to browse from. We have lots of trees. This is the kind of damage elephants will do to trees given an opportunity, which is exactly what they are doing now. And when the grass is so dry, they have turned to trees, and this is the result. Along the way we come across these nice plovers. A casual look will tell you that there is no maize there on the stone, so he must be going for the minerals within the stone. We have a big family of baboons here enjoying the morning sunshine. Remember, in earlier days the sun has come up very late, but today we have it very, very early. By 8:30 we already had some sunshine. And we have a mother here with a young one, and auntie wants to play with the baby, which is what she's doing, and the mother allows it. This looks like fun. It's nice to have someone who can take care of your little needs, like removal of parasites from your body. In addition to maintaining their health, these activities really bring the baboons together. The bonding is made even better, and this makes for a stronger family union. While some just want to play, others are in deep sleep. But the kids do not understand that adults are usually tired and they need their sleep time. And this is what they end up doing. Some adults even want to join in the fun. Well, a slightly older colleague. The hornbill is also curious. Come across more elephants. Take advantage of today's sunny weather. Too hot again. But for now, it's a good sensation with warm sunshine. So we now have the other colleagues coming in. I think they have missed out on having a nice drink, so they come in. 5 elephants all together. So the guy moving on the left side of the picture has the more impressive tusk. Despite the left hand side being broken, the right one is impressively long. The bigger guy goes right on the ground and starts wallowing in mud. And it seems all the others are waiting in line. They like what he's doing. So the big guy has had his moment. It's now a chance for any of the others who wants like a dip in the mud. Pushing the young guy away and moving in reverse, the guy on the right, which tells you in this case size does matter. So I think now any one of them can sit in the mud. But nobody seems to want to go first. So they just stand there giving each other the chance. As has been the case, we have always come across twiggers on our way, and we have two of them here. One has just run away very fast, but these two are okay. We have some very scared looking waterbucks here, and seemingly they must have been drinking and then they all rushed out, and now they are waiting for us to make the next move, and then they will decide what to do. Here we have some two rhinos just outside the Murori swamp. We are on our way to the lower Murori where we have seen some elephants and we want to check them out. But on the way, this is what we come across. Two white rhinos having a good time. Just before we stopped, we noticed that he was eating, he was grazing, and then when we stopped, switched off the engine, he turns around and starts looking in our direction, listening very, very intently. This may be a mother and young, and the mother will always stay alert just in case what came by was something dangerous. Remember, they do not see very well, but hearing is excellent. So you will notice that the ears keep turning around. So we don't want to interrupt them too long. We leave them to continue with their grazing. Ora. This is the guy with the cut tuskers, two of them. They were obviously very, very big, very long, but somebody decided to do what he did. Our tiny rhino family is still with us. We have the mother on the left side and the youngster by her side. That was a crested eagle on the run. Our long-crested eagle is back. I think he must have been going for something urgent, like a potential prey. Not far from the long-crested eagle, we have our nice-looking blue superb starling. I think the twiggers must have wanted to go across the fence and over into the sanctuary, but then we came along. So this has made their journey, their endeavor into the rhino sanctuary a bit complicated, and this is why they have to go back to the outside. And not far from the giraffes, we have this beautifully lit tree. This is in the evening light. This is the sundown light, and the tree looks brilliantly beautiful. The same giraffes, again from a slightly different angle. Well, this is a surprise for us. We have a huge group of oryx here in Meru National Park. An antelope that is rarely seen, if at all. So this is a special moment that we can record their presence here in Meru. So this guy here seems to be making everybody run. I think one of the two that are behind is the boss. And the rest have, of course, to give way when he comes walking about. Zebra, as we say goodbye to the day and head home. Something just startled them, gave them a little scare. Good morning and welcome to our last game drive here in the Meru National Park, and I have come to the usual swamp which is frequently visited by these elephants, and we have 3 elephants again. This is a group that we may have seen yesterday, because I remember we are once again in the Murori swamp, and we come across a lone male waterbuck. Seems to have no company at all. Maybe he's one of those guys we call losers, who have lost all their wives They have lost their harem during a fight, and the new guy acquires the harems, so he remains all alone for his entire life, for the rest of his life. This is the new look road across the Murori swamp, where you drive from number 43 coming into Murori swamp and across Murori swamp towards Elsas. So right now I'm coming from the direction of Elsas through Murori and on to number 43. As we do our rounds in the Murori swamp, this is what we come across. Two young giraffes measuring each other's strength. This is the usual method of play for giraffes, or even fighting which can sometimes be so serious that it leads to death of one of them. Let's observe and see if this is a real fight or just friendly play. Well, it seems to me this is a friendly match. So they pause and gaze around, then continue with their play, and life goes on for them. While on the other side we have another single giraffe walking away this time, perhaps towards the nice looking palm tree there. One of the rare pictures of the Elsascope here, this time with a nice palm tree in the foreground, which from this angle clearly outshines the Elsas in matters of height. The weather has now completely changed and we have very warm sunshine and starting to get hot. As we drive past number 29 and onwards towards the Rojawero River. We have here another loser, seemingly, by the fact that he's all alone. Very, very elegant waterbuck, a male waterbuck. He, however, seems to be enjoying the hot sun. Now, how else do we know that this waterbuck is a resident of Meru National Park? From here we can see that the angle goes around the rear end of the antelope. The white ring, this is what we call the common waterbuck. It's now very clear to see how the white ring goes. A short drive from where we had the waterbuck and the zebra, we have now more grand gazelles lazing around as we again look at the elsascope in the background. This is a harem as well. We have in a harem many females together. And this is the group of females, and just on the edge of the bush, slightly behind the females, stands the male there. This is the wealthy guy. As far as we can see, he has several wives, maybe a dozen or so, because we have this group here, and we also have another group slightly to his left, or to the left of the camera. There they are. These are all his wives, and he's a proud chief of a small village. see some, well, not so rich males from either impala or grand gazelle or waterbuck with only 2 or 3 wives. This guy is considered extremely poor. So let us have a picture of the entire village. There it is. We are now at the river crossing. This is the Weitere. Right over there. Well, I mispronounced it. It is Weitere, not Weitere. This Weitere river always seems to have plenty of water. Lots of water running. And we will now cross over to the other side to play around number 27 through to 58 and see what awaits us on the other side. This is one of the famous fig trees along the way, just after crossing the Weitere. It's along the river itself. So it's always been there and makes a very good picture of the area. One of the most interesting areas as you drive towards Skopje is this one, where we have on the left side of the road a big baobab tree, some palms along the way, and it is an area known to be very, very rocky. As you drive along, you will notice the small rocks on the ground. This is quite familiar to those of us who have driven towards Elsa's before, and that is the riverine tree line. That's where the Weitere runs. We have here another nice family of waterbuck. It's already too hot now for anybody to be moving around, unless of course there is a pole nearby, so they feel a bit nervous, but I've just given the signal that they should not be. They should not run away from us. We want a nice picture from them. Yes, like that one, where everybody poses looking at the camera. The only thing we don't have from these waterbuck is a smile. They have put on a stone face, but we could do with a little smile. Okay, they are not in agreement, so the stone faces remain. I can understand their fear. having moved around the baobab, we can now clearly see that this tree may not last very long from now. You just notice that the left hand side, the left bottom part of the baobab has got some damage, which I think has weakened it, and it seems to be then leaning towards the right side. If a strong enough elephant comes, maybe 2 elephants push it over, it could easily come down. But this fact does not prevent the birds from perching on it. There is an eagle on top of that same baobab tree. On these same rhino plains, we have come across another group of zebra. One of them was laying flat on the ground, just woke up. A traumatizing moment, and she woke up running. Antelopes that we have not been very fair to on this trip, the impala. And with us here is a harem, an impala harem. And I have just realized that we have 2 males in this group. There is a young one, a young male, and whenever we stop, they take off. In this case, they move away from us very, very slowly. And here is the boss. Usually stays behind the group to make sure that he can see everybody and take good control of the group. Otherwise, if you are to go in front, then others will be left behind. This is the other guy. Now, this we do not see very often in a harem where we have 2 males, but occasionally a male will ask another for help in controlling the females and the young ones to stay together. But he should not show any interest. If he shows interest in the females, then he will be in trouble. He is chased away from the group. So his role is just to control the group and make sure that everything is in order. We are still on the Rhino Plains and moving up along the road to number 58. We have here a beautiful African wagtail who wants to have a drink. The leg right here. So it's a pair. Gate number 37 of the Rhino sanctuary, and this overlooks the Waterongi swamp from just across the road and extends down eastwards to where we have the Weitere circuit. So looking from above, we have not noticed any movement, no animals. So I guess they're all in the shade somewhere. Nobody is willing to walk out in this sunshine. From this side, we're looking into the Weitere swamp. We might as well say there is nobody home. You have just a beautiful landscape and the hot sunshine. Very, very warm today. I don't recall having seen ostriches on this trip. So as we move along the road, we come across a pair, two females, who are just standing in the sun, seemingly not affected by its extreme conditions. This is a rare sight. Not many animals will withstand this kind of warmth. He is not far from the ostriches, and their company is highly welcome since they can see far out into the distance. These are trees we are very familiar with. A dry standing tree, the green one on the right, and in the background we have, of course, the usual Elsa Skopje and her sisters. This is that signpost number 1 where we come across a male waterbuck and his harem. You have the females on the right hand side over there. And they were in the company of some zebra that ran away to the right side. This is also a family with a young one standing right there, and the mother is probably the one behind her or the next one that's coming from behind, the left side of the picture. So they were all resting in the shade, but the zebra were a little bit more nervous than the waterbuck, so they took off first. Only that now the waterbuck are also getting nervous. They can hear me very well as I make my remarks, and they are slowly retreating. Beautiful animals. Well, from the look of things, new generations may be coming up soon. This is a game that may go on for days before the female finally accepts to mate, but the gentleman, very gentle, he never gives up easily, so he will follow her all these days. It could be up to 2 or 3 days. And finally the lady will give in, and he will forget all about it. This is not far from the ranger's camp. And they follow each other in one long line while company gives security.